In a world where truth is stranger than fiction, President Zelenskyy of Ukraine has just dropped a bombshell about the Ukraine conflict. This video is going to peel back the layers on the grim reality of war casualties, political maneuvers, and the never ending saga of international interference. Zelenskyy gave a casual performance where he announced the number of Ukrainian soldier casualties, and it looks like he lied. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has finally spilled the beans on something we've all been curious about for some time. On a sunny Sunday at the Ukraine Year 24 Forum in Kiev, he decided to break the silence on a rather grim topic: the number of Ukrainian soldiers who've paid the ultimate price in the ongoing war with Russia. Zelenskyy, in a moment of rare candor, revealed 31,000 Ukrainian military personnel have been killed in this war. Not 300,000, not 150,000, not whatever Putin and his deceitful circle have been lying about, but nevertheless, each of these losses is a great sacrifice for us, he said. I'm sorry, but since this war began, I've seen Zelenskyy do things that would make Putin proud. He imprisoned his opposition leader, just like the Democrats are now trying to do to Donald Trump here. Zelenskyy banned a church for not supporting the war effort. He shut down news outlets that he didn't like. But the worst thing Zelenskyy did since the war started was to allow the Biden administration to interfere with the potential end of the war with Russia. That's right. Vladimir Putin made an offer to Ukraine. He said that if Zelenskyy signed an official document promising that Ukraine would never join NATO, he would pull his troops out the next day. Zelenskyy was all in. So he went and got the document written up by the various departments that do these sorts of things in Ukraine, and it declared that Ukraine would never join NATO. He was about to do the signing ceremony when our crooked Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, called Zelenskyy and said that he couldn't do it without adding the condition that Putin had to step down as the Russian leader. The Democrats knew that would never happen. Putin would never abdicate his leadership of Russia. So the Biden administration threw in a monkey wrench to keep the war going. All Zelenskyy had to do was go to the press and mention that he was going to sign the document to agree to a deal with Russia to end the war. But he didn't do that. He caved to Blinken's demands. So I don't know how much we should believe Zelenskyy when he says only 31,000 men have died. Now, how many out of that lowballed 31,000 were actually killed after Zelenskyy allowed the Biden administration to interfere in the potential end of the war? The Ukrainian president decided to keep a tight lid on the number of wounded and missing soldiers. And as for the civilian toll, well, he's essentially throwing his hands up in the air, admitting, we don't know how many of our civilians they killed, he said. We don't. It's like trying to count stars in the sky during a storm. But he hints it's likely in the tens of thousands. Okay. So on the flip side, the UN's been busy with their abacuses coming up with at least 30,457 civilian casualties. It's a mix of 10,000 and some who have bid adieu and 19,875 who have seen better days since the party started in February 2022. Then there's the tale of two reports. The New York Times last August dropped a bombshell claiming about 70,000 Ukrainian soldiers have been sent to the great beyond, with another 100,000 to 120,000 nursing their bruises. This was before the Ukrainian counteroffensive, which according to them was a buffet of high casualties for all. And what about the other side of the fence? The Times suggests Mother Russia's been bleeding with some 300,000 casualties, partitioned into 120,000 fallen and another hefty slice injured. Then again, it is the New York Times, and so everything written should be taken with a dump truck of salt. Russia, playing it coy, last checked in with a modest 6,000 lost in the first year. But independent sleuths at Mediazona, peeking into Russian inheritance claims, speculate that a whopping 83,000 Russian soldiers might have met their maker since February 2022. Now, talk about your discrepancies. Zelensky's not just airing dirty laundry for giggles. He's on a crusade to keep the Western coffers and arsenals open, convincing our war-weary allies that Ukraine's David can still slay Goliath given enough slingshots. Does anyone still believe that? Yet, in the wake of a counteroffensive that didn't actually break the internet, Europe's getting cold feet. A survey across 12 EU nations shows a mere 10% believe in a Ukrainian victory, while nearly 40% are betting on a sit-down to hash it out. So there you have it, folks. Straight from the horse's mouth and without sugarcoating. The numbers are grim, the future uncertain, but the conversation's never been more alive. Personally, I think the Biden administration has played the American taxpayer since the very beginning. I believe Biden has pushed for this war and kept it going to cover up all the criminal behavior of himself and other Democrats in Ukraine during the Obama administration. All right, guys, smash that like button if you think that the truth is often stranger than fiction, with the official numbers and news coming from the European East War. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please share these videos with like-minded friends who want to stay informed with what's really going on. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.
Lately I've been going through some hard stuff, getting knocked down, getting right back up. Only mistake I made was thinking you would have my back, but it's one-way track.